YouTube family, how we doing? Good to see us, guys. Today I'm gonna do something very simple. I'm gonna give you a tour of my studio and I'm gonna show you the new upgrades we've just made. I know it's kind of silly to kind of do a studio tour and show the studio upgrades after I literally just made a video last week talking about how you don't need expensive gear to start a podcast, but that doesn't mean that if your podcast starts to grow and expand, and that doesn't mean you can't grow and expand with it. So I'm gonna take you guys on a tour of not only it's my house, which is what I'm currently walking through, but into my studio. So right here, we're going to enter my studio plus something else. Here we go. All right. Looks pretty normal, huh? What? What is this? Oh. Looks like a child's room. It is a child's room. I have an oldest daughter who stays with us 2 days a month, if we're lucky enough to get her when we're supposed to. And yeah, we recently just changed. This was kind of our spare bedroom where all of our storage stuff was. Her bed was in with her sister in the other room, and we recently changed it. She's getting older. She needs her own space, so we gave her her own room. But since she's not here as much as we would like her to be, it doubles up as Dad's office. Now, let's talk about Dad's office, shall we? Let's start with, if you were to just walk in this room, right? What are you going to see? Let me turn this around. What will you see as soon as you walk in? A light. Now, that big old light is not here, or will not be here. There's my dogs. Studio pups, always hanging out. Both of them hate to be on camera. Yeah, so my daughter has yet to actually stay in this room. This will be a surprise next time she stays with us on Father's Day weekend. But you walk in, big old light that gets put away. Now, what is this light for? We have an overhead light, right? That has no fixture over it. Now, light turns off. What do we have? We have the light, kind of, from the window coming in. And then I have light from a computer. Turn this big old light on. Now I have the same type of light coming in that is subdued from the window, but it's coming in and it's actually subdued. So then, let's flip this around here. It looks like this. Now, here is what most people would see, right? You could see this. This works. You know, you could see my face. Let's change it just a hair. We're going to now turn on the smaller light in the corner. That's a warm light, right? So, now you can see me better in the shadows and everything like that will be fixed. Now, in my studio, right, it has to change constantly because it'll go from being a daughter's room to a playroom to a studio. What do we do with all the equipment, right? Right here, I'm watching the Timbo Sugar Show. Shout out Timbo Sugar Show. I recently got, well, I didn't get, my wife got for me, the new Dell Xps 15. Software, which is why she got it for me for Father's Day, because we're doing all the video editing. We'll show you. Look how quick this thing is. I went from using a, I don't even remember what it was. It wasn't a Dell, but look how quick that is. The reason I got this computer is because, again, render times and upload times, whatever, are a real pain in the ass sometimes, you know? When you're a content creator, half of your time is spent editing, but your other half is usually spent sitting there doing whatever. All right, next up on the improvements list. We went from the blue Yeti, Yeti Blue Pro, whatever, and I also had the Yeti Snowball. Loved them both, especially once I used them and learned how to optimize them with different settings and things like that. Guys, those are great microphones, but again, if you're wanting to take it to the next level, no problem. So I got the Shure Sm7B. I'm using the same boom arm that I've always used. It's like $30 on Amazon. It doesn't cost much. And then the most important thing that makes all this possible, let me see if we can zoom in on it back there. Probably not. Let's just do this. Flip it around. That right there. We got us. You can see it. We got us an audio interface. So now we can actually run a more professional microphone through an audio interface that will help amplify my voice, kill the noise in the room with the help of the microphone and the interface. Now, I have 2 sets of headphones that I used to use for the podcast, the Road to Redemption podcast. If you guys don't follow me, do subscribe, leave a review. I used to use those when I had just a standard USB plug-in. Now that I'm using the interface, the Shure takes an actual microphone cable, so I have to have an audio interface to accept that. So, with that comes more problems. These little things don't have the headphone jack is not the right size to go into the audio interface. So, I'm going to have to either buy a converter piece to make this work, or I've already found a way to record audio and not wear headphones, which I prefer to not wear headphones anyway because I'm not listening to anyone talk to me usually. I don't have a guest. And even if I do, we're sitting in the same room. I can hear you. Now, I can't hear the balance so much, so that can definitely screw you in post if you've got real choppy audio, but I can monitor a lot of things, the peak levels on the audio interface, so it's really not too much of a problem. So other than that, guys, that's really it. That kind of plays to both of my examples, which is, guys, here's my studio. I mean, that's it. I have my fight banner from my first fight. I have that sitting up there. And other than that, it's a closet. It's literally just a closet. There's my tripod. Right? It's just, I've tucked myself into my kid's closet and made that into a studio. And shows you a little bit of how I've learned about lighting, shows you a little bit more how I've progressed with audio over the years and what that's starting to look like. So, I just thought I'd give you guys a little tour. A lot of people ask, what mics do I use, what stuff like that. So there you go. Alright, YouTube crew, here we are. Now, this is what you're looking at. This is the other side of it, when now everything looks better, right? It's not perfect by any means, we're still learning. So, for Road to Redemption podcast, I would crop this out. I would obviously stay in frame, which is why I actually chose to be in a closet. Gives me a frame to work with, and then I work around it. Then I put the backdrop, obviously, of whatever I want, which is my backwoods. The hero, Frank Sinatra. Not really, I don't know anything about him personally, but his music was great. I realized I didn't tell you which audio interface I got. So this one is the Steinberg UR22C. I always forget the name Steinberg for some reason. And then right now, you guys are on the tripod that you saw sitting over here in the corner. But I forgot to talk about this guy. Hopefully, the last footage that I shot when I was walking through the house was super stable because I was using this guy, a video stabilizer. Holds up to a 2.1 pound camera, which I use which I'm currently talking to now. Canon T7i or the EOS 800D or EO5. What is that? I think it's an EOS 800D or just the commonly known T7i. And then I just have a Trek Star like $25 little mic that points directly at me and it helps block out any other noise. Like right now you can't see it, but my dog is licking her feet. You guys may have been able to hear that because she was directly under the mic. I don't know. Hopefully it did its job and it picked up right on me. So this, the Roxent video stabilizer is what I was just using. That will help me with vlogs. That will help my beautiful wife while she's filming for the Ready to Rise cooking show. So that's important, right? So I am, like I said, going to look for an adapter so I can still use my 2 headphones if I want. And then I don't have to constantly plug in and unplug the audio interface. So here, with the Dell Xps 15, right? This is why I'm already kind of a fan of it. Super convenient. It has a little fingerprint. Boom, I'm in. how fast everything is, I'll do a quick little thing. So here, I'm already watching the Timbo Sugar Show here.
I don't have to sit there and watch even previous fighters I've worked with.
Boom. You guys can't see it because we're a little... There you go. We're super clear.
To me, it's like, how could you not?
It's whitewashed because of the screen, but...
Like when you hear of, I think it was Mackenzie Dern was eating Cheetos, like, behind Dave Lockhart.
Sound,
that story was.
crystal clear. I've already run a mic test and the audio interface test for the Shure Sm7B. I love it. I love it. I can't wait to bring you guys the next episode of the podcast with it. And other than that, guys, I wanted to make sure I tell you anything that I have here. I'm going to put links in the description if you guys want. Even the cheap lighting set I got, I think it was like $50 when I got it. Came with 4 stands. All had light bulbs at the time. I've either switched them out or they've broken, so I've had to replace them. Yeah, and we're gonna keep growing. I have a light that I want to get here soon that'll be mounted at the top of my camera, but I need to get a microphone first that has an accessory that can then mount that. I'll probably go with the Rode mic, a good Rode mic for like vlogging and stuff like that, and that will help us with audio on the move. Right now we're good, audio stable, podcast, but to grow the production, we keep growing, baby. Thank you guys for all the support. Please make sure you thumbs up, like the channel, share it with your friends. I hope this was useful. This shows, guys, you don't have to be some big shot to have a studio. You can build to it. I started with whatever that thing is in there that we had, an HP. It's an HP laptop. My wife bought it for school, and then I got the hobbies of video editing and things, and I've completely bogged that computer down. So for Father's Day, my beautiful wife goes, hey, I support you. She actually said this. I support you. I support your dreams. I think you're going to do this. I think everything you've said is going to happen. I believe it's going to happen. You need a new computer to do your work on and get the fuck off of mine. So, we love you guys. Thank you so much for all the support. Check out Road to Redemption Podcast. If you want to check out everything all at once, you can go to roadtoredemptionpodcast.com. Hit us up. Let us know what you want to see next. We love you. Be nice to each other.